Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we are looking at brand new cards revealed again today. This is Animation Chronicle reveals, so these are cards from the anime that are finally getting ported over to the actual trading card game, and they're pretty cool. They're the Doodle Beasts. So I remember seeing of these. I never saw them in the anime, but they looked fun. It's cool artwork. That is just so simplistic. It looks like a elementary schooler like kind of drew it, and I actually like that. It's really like endearing to me. But that being said, these are 3 dinosaur support cards, and I really do think all 3 of them have applications in a legitimately competitive dinosaur build. So stick with me. If you're a dinosaur fan, this stuff could be huge for you when we finally get these ported over to the TCG. So let's start off here. Here looking at Doodle Beast Stego. That's this guy. Well, not that guy, but this guy. And then the trap card we'll look at is this. I love how, I love it. I love the artwork because, you would think Konami would never want to, make cards with that kind of artwork, but I love it. It looks so good. Anyway, this is Doodle Beast Stego. Level 5 Earth Dinosaur Effect Monster. 1200 attack, 1800 defense. You can only use both of its effects once per turn each. The first card reads, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are dinosaur monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. A very, very simple, clean extender that is so good already. We've seen more and more cards come out like this, like Trickstar Korobane was part of this, right? Trying to think, I feel like we just had other ones. Red Layer, but Red Layer kind of needs you to have no monsters, not even having anything else really helps, but you know what I mean. Still really good, really easy, and especially in a pure dinosaur build, this is summoning itself immediately, or it's summoning itself after you've already committed to the field. So it either helps you get started immediately or kind of extend after you've been interrupted. Really solid summoning conditions. Second effect, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Doodle Book spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. And it gets you a search. Now, the question here is the question here becomes okay, there's only really 1 trap card. We don't have any other Doodle Book cards, I don't think, in the game. But you'll see, this Doodle Book, it does actually have some legs. It's still good. I really like this. You'll see, this actually will be really solid. This card becomes an actual really good extender. The only thing I can complain about this card with is that it's level 5. I talked about this when I made the video last week, talking about what archetypes are 1 card away from being meta, and I thought dinosaurs fit that mold. And if they got a really good level 4 extender, that could be enough because it helps them churn out rank 4s, specifically the Evolzar rank 4s, which are so strong. Unfortunately, this guy's a level 5, so he does not facilitate that, but he does still extend, and he extends even better when you see the other card's effect here as well. So, this is Doodle Book. I'm assuming this is supposed to be dum 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 kind of thing. I don't know, whatever. It's a trap card. You can only use both of those effects hard once per turn. The first effect reads, if your dinosaur monster is targeted for an attack, negate the attack, then you can special summon a Doodle Beast from your graveyard, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Also destroy it during the end phase. Honestly, not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's a negate attack for a dinosaur monster, so if you hard draw it, you can set it, especially going first, and kind of, even if you didn't have a good hand, hopefully keep yourself from being OTK'd at the very least. We'll take it. And then the second effect, this is the really good one. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it to add 1 level 5 or higher dinosaur monster from your deck to your hand. Now, that may not sound as good as it could be, but it actually is quite good when we see the third monster. But obviously, this card would be much, much better if it could banish itself the turn it was sent, because that would mean you'd be able to go even just 1 card combo, Oviraptor, search Stego, summon Stego, search the Doodle Book and pitch it, because that's all 1 effect, so you could search the Doodle Book and then send it just to get it engraved immediately. And then you'd be able to banish it immediately to get an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. You'd have 2 dinos on the field, link those off, whatever you want to do, make something else with those, get those in a grave, and then you'd immediately be able to put a Conductor Tyranno on the field. Pretty cool. It'd be a 1 card Conductor turn 1, which I don't which has not always been the easiest thing to do. Conductor is somewhat of a brick turn one, a lot of hands, but some hands can obviously make it work. But yeah, that would be really cool. But this can only fire on the next turn. That's the big downside here. But you'll see with the last card that this actually still has value. It still does. And the fact that it searches any level 5 or higher dinosaur, we have multiple of that. Obviously, Conductor. Even if it's slow, it is guaranteeing you Conductor on your follow-up. It can also search something like Pancratops on the follow-up. If your opponent's going to clear your board, they have to know that you're coming back at them with either one of those or both. And then the final guy you'll see as well. This is Doodle Beast Tyranno. He is obviously the boss monster of the Doodle Beast. He's a level 8 Earth dinosaur with 2,400 attack, 1,200 defense. So he's not huge, but he's good. So you can tribute summon this guy by tributing one dinosaur monster. That sounds bad because we don't want to be tribute summoning, we want to be normal summoning Oviraptor. Where are we getting that other summon from? You'll see. His first effect is a hard once per turn. During the main phase, if there is a dinosaur monster on the field, you can quick effect. Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon this card from your hand. That's really solid. So quick effect, tribute summon. Now you do have to give up a monster for him, but the second effect reads, if this card is normal summoned, you can destroy one monster on the field. Then, if this card was tribute summoned by tributing a Doodle Beast monster, it gains attack equal to half the attack of the destroyed monster had on the field. That's only if you tribute a Doodle Beast. So, in the scenario where you'd set this up using Stego, that would imply that you're leaving Stego on the field. I don't know if that's what we really want to do, especially if you had other extenders. You might just want to keep trying to play and link climb and all that stuff. But I do think this is really solid. So you tribute, summon it, quick effect. It destroys, but it doesn't even target. We know how good non-targeting removal is. That's already really strong. And obviously you can gain even more attack to become a big old boy, which is awesome. But all in all, this guy, because he can use his effect on your opponent's turn, actually makes Stego, this whole package, really good. As a 1-card combo, you could go Oviraptor, search Stego. Summon Stego because you control the Oviraptor and use it to search and pitch the trap. Get it engrave. You may not be able to banish it that turn, but you can banish it on the opponent's turn to search Tyranno as a quick effect. And because you control dinosaurs, you would essentially have a quick effect Trident, going into your turn, which is actually solid. I mean, listen, is it the greatest? Is the greatest 1-card combo of all time? Not necessarily, but sometimes dinosaur decks can struggle with making anything happen if they don't go all the way through. It's not really a deck that is always getting to anything. If they don't do anything, they're not doing anything. Usually, it's either you go full ham or not as much. At least in my experience, somebody who actually plays dinosaurs more regularly than me may have a better knowledge on that, but I do think all in all that this package is really solid. Just drawing the Stego is great. Otherwise, it's searchable off of Fossil Dig, searchable off of Oviraptor. If you can just get the trap engrave, it can also search either of these, which is really, really good. I just think these are honestly just solid additions through and through for dinosaurs. And even Tyranno, because it's just during the main phase, even going second, this card's pretty solid because you just try to play into their board, and if they try to maybe, and even going second, or even still going first is less good, but theoretically, if you go normal Oviraptor and you already have Tyranno in hand, your opponent would try to imperm Veil or whatever kind of, maybe even a removal effect just to clear it off the field, take care of it. You could chain Tyranno, tributing that monster, clear it off the field so its effect does resolve, and then play through it even better. So I think this card is a solid card going second, a solid card going first to add to what dinosaurs already have access to as far as interruption. And the other cool thing is, as far as you're going first board, you load this guy in hand. So a lot of times people want to side in the Dark Ruler no more. So the Forbidden Drop is still good because you can chain it, but those huge Haymaker cards are not nearly as good versus a deck that's kind of loading your interruptions in your hand. I know this would be mainly the only one dinosaurs would be doing that with, but it does give you a little bit more versatility in how you can disrupt your opponent, losing to very, very giant Haymaker cards like some of those cards. And I really appreciate that all in all. All in all, I think this is a really nice addition. Prior to this, I thought the G-Golems were the most interesting things in the set, competitively speaking, but these cards are super interesting. I absolutely want to test these out in a dinosaur build. and really see what we can come up with, because I think there's absolutely some big applications going on here. So hopefully that works out. Again, all I could really hope for is the only things that would have made this stuff better is if Stego was a level 4 instead of a level 5 to facilitate the rank 4 plays, or if the trap could be used immediately. That would mean like turn 1 you get access to stuff like Conductor very easily, but still, you know, being able to get there eventually. It's a +1, it's free, Stego's awesome. I think they're all great cards, all in all. So there you go. There's the new video. Hopefully, we get the last of these reveals in the next couple days. I think we're less than a week until the OCG officially gets this set, and I think there's like just a handful of cards left, but hopefully they'll finish strong. More stuff like this that actually could have some legitimately, you know, on the rogue or competitive scene in general, some applications, but we'll have to see. So I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. If you are a dinosaur player and you know more than me about the deck already, let me know applications for these cards. What do you think on these cards all in all? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.